There we go. Okay, I think we're up and going now. Yes, we're up. Okay, I'm gonna share this daddy out. We'll be ready to go. Do you know what you're gonna say, Ryan? No. Actually, I always have to ask because we're 35 minutes late, Ryan. No, I can't. We're what? 3 minutes early? So what you just said? 3 months early. Okay. Oh, okay. I see. I just assumed since you made me do the logo to look like you. Something like that. Actually, what happened was it just kind of morphed into that. Wasn't really expecting it. He is on a potato. Potada. A computer. Yeah. Now I want some French fries, and I already had some French fries. Isn't that horrible? Really? You're the first person I know that has an air fryer that hasn't like said it's amazing. So. Uh. Well, that was. It's kind of a play on words, though. I think. Right, but they know they wouldn't sell any if they were just like, "Come eat your aerated food." I don't know. Oh, really? You're just having that kind of night. All right, I've got it shared out to everybody I can. Hmm. I guess popcorn balls are a Halloween thing, aren't they? Right. Oh wow. For THC. Got some cool music going too. Why your Facebook app doesn't work? You look good. You haven't dropped internet or nothing. I can hear you guys on the stream, so we should be good. Oh, I've been recording this whole time. I've got dirt on you guys now. I've been recording the last 45 minutes. Well, I didn't think we were going to be that late, Ryan. But then we were, Ryan. You said 30 minutes late. We're actually 40 minutes late now. But you're clearly not, because you're on there. Okay. You got it going? Because, I mean, we've had people in and out of the stream, just beep, 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 just hopping around. Right, yeah. I got you. That's totally racist. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, Ryan's Native American, so he had it real rough. They just came in and just took his land. So that. Mm-hmm. And then we forced our religion on them and our values and our hairstyles. You know, can't forget the hairstyles. Yes, I shared to everybody I could. Like everybody, they all got it. All right, sweet. Do. All right, here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tonight on the Delirious Dads Gaming Podcast. This episode is not sponsored by China. Oh, all of a sudden the media, the music's not working. All right, guys, welcome to another episode, the 38th episode of the Delirious Dads Gaming Podcast. If you're on the live stream, you'll notice a difference. Hunter is gone. Well, that's because he's throwing up and diarrhea at the same hole. Is it the? How's that possible, you may ask? Actually, that is possible. That's medically possible. If you have an ileus, if you have a blockage in your intestines, then yes, it'll eventually come up the other hole. Just so everybody knows. That's really that's really not what's happening to Hunter. Yep. We just went full on weird for the podcast. It's Halloween time, and so why not get out there? No, Hunter is under the weather, and so we thought, why two-man this show when we have a third man on call? Our boy Johnny coming to the rescue. Welcome to the podcast again, Johnny. Yeah, we appreciate you hopping in and hanging out with us for the night. We're also joined by the new dad. Yep. And then Ryan's a new daddy, new Faja. Yes, it's good times. And tonight's going to be a little bit of a different episode because we don't have as many segments up for grabs. So we're really just hanging out, chatting about games. We're going to go over the news. And then Ryan's going to do our Epic Dad segment, get us caught up on you know, what it's like to be dad, doing some funny stuff too, aren't you? Something. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sweet. Well, Johnny was also recently kind of a big. He's kind of big time now, like more big time than he was compared to us. Johnny, what's going on in the life of Icy Chiller? Yeah, yeah. And that wasn't part of the movie. That wasn't like in the movie. Oh my goodness. Jeez. Yeah, that's a fun night right there. Kind of how tonight's went as far as, we started much later than normal, except no one's house caught on fire yet, so that's good. Oh wow. No, they're saying they can't hear you. Can't hear Ryan. He says can't hear Ryan or Johnny. All right, Streamlabs. No, it's supposed to be good here. And we still don't have this down. It's only when John it's actually only when it's only when Johnny comes on. There we go. You're choking him up over there. All right, so I guess we're gonna redo that spot. Should we redo that? I have I have it recorded. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. We just rehashed that Hunter's got diarrhea and puke coming out the same hole. Yep. Because then they're seriously concerned. Okay. 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 He's still. Oh my goodness. Let's. Ooh. Yeah. A little both. Oh. Uh. He says can't. He still can't hear you guys. I don't know. I don't know what else is going down. I guess I need to pull up the stream real quick and see what's going on. A live. I know. I'm seeing bars kicking on. Now watch this guy have his mic muted or his headset muted. I'm gonna die. Oh yeah. He's saying he can hear me. Yeah. My goodness. Golly, Johnny gets on and all professionalism goes out the window. For sure. Hey, when in doubt, blame Johnny. Well, this is awesome. Why is it not working when it's bumping on here? I love it. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, let's see here. There we go. Now can they hear you?
Hello, hello, hello.
I don't know if they can hear us.
No, you're not the dumb one, Cody. Streamlabs is the dumb one.
You sure it's Streamlabs or is it Clinton, the operator of Stream?
No, because it's bumping here on, like he said, it's bumping on his end. It's bumping on my end. I can see.
Well, we're seeing.
Look at me. I operate a stream.
Oh, goodness gracious.
All right, that was Clint being fancy, by the way, just in case those who didn't follow. That was Clint's fancy look.
My fancy look. What was that?
Yeah.
It was more of a worried look. Like, how do I get this thing working?
That was the potato look.
Yeah, that was oh crap, this isn't going right. Audio capture. No, I don't want that.
Let's see here. I'm going to open up the Book of Faces and tune in myself here to see what we can hear.
I can hear everyone. Oh, thank the Lord. Okay, it's working now.
Thank you, baby Jesus.
Did you do something or it just happened?
No, I did something.
Yeah, of course
So
you did.
earlier when remember earlier when my headset disconnected and I couldn't hear you guys?
Yeah.
In the settings of Streamlabs, it went from monitor and output to mute. So it just muted the entire headset. So I have it set to where they can hear whatever I can hear. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So let me try one more thing.
You done broke it.
I done broke it. That's true. True that, player. True that. Yeah, so basically...
And now, the Delirious Dads Gaming
restart.
Podcast.
That was
You
rough
think
enough.
we should restart?
I do.
Okay. Let's
Get our
restart
juices
then.
back.
Whoa. All right.
As long as it's not Hunter's juice. We don't want that juice.
That's what I thought too.
No Hunter juices. Gotcha.
No
On
Hunter
that.
juice.
Okay. Let's restart then. Here we go. 54529. Tonight on the Delirious Dads Gaming Podcast.
Is anybody gonna hand me some gloves?
This episode is not brought to you by China.
Why are these pickles hot?
And now, the Delirious Dads Gaming Podcast.
All right, guys, welcome to another episode, the 38th episode, and the second take of the Delirious Dads Gaming Podcast.
Oh yeah.
We're here with Ryan Maddox, the new Paja.
I am here, and I am a new Paja.
Yeah, a new Paja.
Oh, Paja.
And we are here with the guy that saved the day, Icy Chiller, Johnny Weaver. Welcome.
No, really,
to the
to be
podcast.
honest, Cody saved the day.
That's
Technically,
true.
yes.
We would have shot through.
Would have shot through a whole episode with nothing on the video stream. It'd be all bad. Hunter is out this week. He has some diarrhea and some vomiting out the same hole.
No,
No?
I don't.
No?
Pretty sure it's coming out of two different holes
Oh, okay. I got
at
you.
the same time.
Okay. Well, that can happen, in real life, though. That can happen if you have a blockage, in the colon. Then it has to travel somewhere.
Okay.
And then that's how you know there's a blockage, because when they throw up, it smells like doo-doo.
Well,
Yeah.
So, like, if I burp
like
and I
a-
smell a
that's like-
fart,
Yes.
I might want to see a doctor.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
Isn't that weird? But it totally makes sense. It's it's so simple, you don't think it would be that simple, right?
If
okay.
you can
What
make a
about
fly
this?
pass out with your burps, you got some issues.
What about this? If
Okay.
you burp and you breathe it out your nose, will it be like you're smelling a fart while it's coming out? Like, will your smell receptors still work?
I don't
Or
know.
do they only work on the way in?
That's a good question. That part I'm not sure. No, I would say they work because I burped before and you smell like garlic or, so you probably
Right.
smell
Yeah.
dinky. But you probably
That's
wouldn't
right.
really think. You might not even think, though, that it's your burp. You might just think, whoa.
I
got a
need to
little
shower.
waft of, yeah.
We could always ask this new generation, since they're into that type of play, eating booty.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like
Wow.
cupcakes.
Yeah. So, now we know this is a gaming podcast, guys, but we,
And
We
it's
had to
also a
start somewhere.
family-friendly show.
That's why I kept
But,
the PG on that.
so here we are. Tonight we got a pretty good episode planned. It's not going to be as long because Hunter is not here, and we weren't going to expect Johnny to come up with a segment in an hour. So,
And Johnny might say something that gets us blocked. So we'll see how it goes. Just messing around.
we'll be bringing the news tonight, and then Ryan's going to be hitting us with the Epic Dad segment.
Yes, I've got some good tweets from some dads, and I've got some. I got one dad mistake story, and then I've got my own epic baby birth story. So it's gonna be a pretty epic dads.
Pretty
Sweet.
epic dads. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, Ryan's nervous, so be easy on him, guys. Just so you know.
I'm not
He's
nervous. I've never been nervous.
He's shaky.
Ever.
I mean, once
Nope.
once we hit live, he was good, but he's shaky.
I don't even know what the word nervous means.
He's also not afraid of anything. If you listen to the Halloween episode,
True. That's true.
Man of Steel over there. All right. Well, with that said, Johnny, what's going on in your life, brother?
Just besides doing the nerdy game stuff, like I said, I was in my third movie over the weekend and also Monday. So
Nice.
this time I got to be a neo-Nazi, like all men for like we're righteous compared to these females. And there was a scene where we actually caught the school on fire. So the bomb that was in there came rolling down, shot out sparks with the fire, and caught the tapestry and the carpet on fire, and we had to get the fire department out.
Okay.
So we kind of burnt Guthrie Schools down just a little bit.
It
was a good time. It was a
I'm
good
sure
time.
they didn't mind it too much. You're putting them on the map there, right? Is that how it's supposed to work?
Right? The school's just going to smell like butt for like 3 weeks, but it happens.
Burnt.
So is
burnt
this a movie through like your gaming people connections, or what? How did you end up doing a movie?
No, so this is I actually have an agent. That's one of my talent agents. So far I've done one commercial, which will be airing I think in November for Moultrie Hunting, and then I've done like I said 2 movies, one Southland, and then this one's called Asking for It.
Okay.
Oh, really?
So they go out, they either look for extras or they'll try to find people that fit their criteria. And since he has my portfolio basically, he's like, hey, I think you'd play great with this role. Come out here and come try it out. And then they pick me up, I do my stuff, and then here we are.
Okay.
That's cool.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, then we need to put in our application for heavyset gamer, patchy beard. We'll play up the nerd thing, big for sure.
Right.
Good.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm waiting for is another nerd movie because I'm going to be applying with that real quick.
Oh, that's awesome though. So you got your hands in everything.
Just a little bit, yeah. I try to do a little bit of everything that I can.
Last time you were here, we spoke about the Name Your Game Gamescom
Expo.
Expo.
Yeah.
How did
What
that turn out?
sucks is-
Because I wasn't able to come to it.
That weekend, I had a couple friends write me and tell me, "Hey, we're going to the Name Your Game Expo, and hoping you could make it." And early on, I had told them I was going to be able to go, and then I wasn't able to. And then after having you on talk about it, it was like even more disappointing. I was like, "Dang!"
It
but
happens.
they said it went really well from their opinion. They thought for a first year it was awesome.
Oh yeah, no, it was great. I think we didn't. I don't think we've totaled out all the foot traffic, but we had about I would say 1,000 to 12,500 basically come in there. It was great.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then we actually had a rare. Oh, go ahead.
They had a bunch of tabletop gaming, didn't it?
Oh yeah, there was tabletop, there's virtual reality, PC, regular gaming, esports. There was everything and anything in between.
Okay.
That's cool. That's cool.
Now
Yeah,
you guys
The-
did a Super Smash Brothers tournament and a Halo tournament there, right?
we did Smash. We did like Smash, Tekken, Halo, Apex, Call of Duty. So we had a vast variety of
Dang.
different
Wow,
things.
you had a-
Plus
you had
all the
a
free
bunch
play.
of fun. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Plus
Now,
the cool. Oh,
go-
go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say the cool thing too about this is that all right, for Borderlands, Brick off the first Borderlands, he randomly stopped by and did a little cameo on stage. Like no one knew he was coming. He was in Tulsa, and he's like, "Hey, I heard about this." So he goes there and
Wow.
does a couple of voice lines, sign autographs. He's a great guy.
Yeah,
That's
we
cool.
played
That's
we
cool.
played Brick before.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I'm sitting there. Of course, I didn't play much Borderlands, but I knew the character, and I was like, "What is that voice? Sounds familiar." And everybody's like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, "Oh, cool, it's Brick guy."
Oh, that's awesome.
Uh-huh.
What about business?
Nice.
That's really cool.
Oh yeah.
It looked really cool from the pictures you were posting and whatnot. I
Oh,
was
yeah.
very jealous, but I already had a family reunion I had to go to, and so you know how that goes.
It happens. Yeah, no, it was a blast. My daughter loved it, so that's what matters too. She got to go with me.
Now,
Cool.
did she play in the Halo tournament? Because I saw you post a picture of her playing Halo. Did
Yeah,
actually
she
enter
played in the she entered in the free for all and got 4th place.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah,
she,
so I was happy.
she pwned
Heck
some
yeah.
moves. I love it.
Oh
That's
yeah.
awesome. And
Fried
she's
some potatoes.
she
Right.
did fry some potatoes.
Freaking potatoes.
That is awesome. Well, good for her, man.
Thank you.
Some good bonding with father and daughter. That's awesome.
Oh yeah. Plus she knows how to set stuff up and run stuff. So I mean, she was pretty much my second in command the whole time too.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's what I try with my daughter, but it doesn't really work. Like, hey, go
Well,
get me
your
that
daughter's
tissue.
not quite as old as his
Oh.
either.
Yeah, my daughter's 3, so she gets sidetracked,
Yeah.
on the
Right.
Just a
Squirrel.
reminder, just a reminder of what we're doing here.
Clint's over there. Hey, I told my daughter to wire up the surround sound the other day. I came in 30 minutes later. She was still playing with her blocks, man. What's wrong with her?
Right. What,
Hey,
what's Sam here?
She just got. We just had to get her some glasses. She just got her glasses in yesterday, and
Nice.
They look good on her, too.
Yeah, what she was having issues with is when she would read something or look at something close up, her right eye would start moving inward. Get a little bit of a lazy eye going, and that's when we first discovered something was up. But then my wife had a good point. She said, she runs into the corner of the doors and stuff a lot, like going by walls and whatnot, and she does like all the time. She's running into stuff. So we now have this theory that maybe it's because she didn't have glasses. If that eye was wandering,
Right.
Stuff, so.
Change your peripherals a little bit more than it should. Yeah,
so
that's
we'll
true.
see. I'll let you know if the wall run in slows down.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But a good one quick dad story, and then I'll shut up on my end. The other night, I'm putting my daughter to bed, and she's finally gotten to the point where she'll stay in bed when I put her to sleep. We have a routine. We go through it. Okay. So I get her down, go back to the bedroom, lay down with the wife, and we're sitting there just talking, kind of catching up on the night because we haven't had time to talk. And all of a sudden, wham! I mean, I'm ready to fight. I think someone's breaking into our house. Just something hits the door, right? All of a sudden, you hear my daughter, ah!
Nice.
She was running down the hall and thought that we left our door open. We did not leave.
No.
Yeah, we did not leave our door open. She ran face first into the door, flattened her out. I said, "What happened?" The door didn't get me. The door get me. So, yeah, good times.
Oh, man.
Yep.
I think us as adults have done that plenty of times when we've had a little bit too much to drink. So it happens.
Yep.
Oh, man, my brother, when we lived down in Mounds, my dad just hung a brand new glass door, right? Like we had the regular door and then we had the screen door, but it was just glass. And it had no divider in it. It was just solid pane of glass. He just literally got done putting it in. I remember he swung it open once to see if the shock worked. Did the slow back. He was like, nice. Latches on its own. 2 seconds later, my brother just walked right into it. Didn't even see the glass. He wasn't home when he put it in, so he had just pulled up, walked in, and just shattered the whole thing.
Oh, jeez.
The door was never, the inner door was never even closed. That's how short from the time he finished to the time my brother walked into it.
Wow.
It was one of those, how can you even be mad? It was so crystal clear. He didn't even know the door was being put on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was all bad.
It's like those Windex commercials with the crows.
Yep, just like that.
Exactly.
Yep, hadn't got dirtied up yet.
Oh, my
Got
God.
grease on it.
That is hilarious. Your poor dad. I bet.
Right.
He's human. But you're right. He can't really say much.
Yeah.
He wants to, but he can't.
Right.
Golly.
Well, if you know any kind of dad, they can. Right? Dads can say things when there's nothing to say. We've all learned that.
Right.
I've said things.
Like, what are you yelling about? I don't even know what's going on. I don't know.
You just
Who
make
put this
up-
sock here?
You're so mad you just make up stuff. Like, I'm so mad at this point. I'm just gonna make it up.
Yep.
Well, you know why your brother ran into that door? Because he didn't have the correct news.
Oh, really?
You like that? Yeah.
Yeah. If he did have the correct news about China, then he would have known about that door.
Exactly. So with
Well,
that
why don't you
said,
tell us what that news is, huh?
yeah. With that said, let's hear about this China news. China.
China.
All right, guys, it's time for the leaks for the geeks. And if the audio on the video podcast is messed up, it's because the whole program's messed up right now, so you might not hear everything. Just throwing it out there. It basically has muted anything that has sound. If it has sound, it has been muted. So, awesome. With that said, though, we've got news. We've got some awesome gaming news. if you're into westerns, which I think most of us are. Johnny, are you into any westerns?
Oh yeah, I used to watch westerns with my old man a long time ago, and I still watch them here and there.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, it'll make you happy then to know on your PC, if it can handle it, Red Dead Redemption 2 is officially going to be releasing on the place or on the computer system. So
Sweet.
it's already been out for PlayStation 4, for Xbox One. Did really good. They still have the online mode that you can go on and play against your buddies and.
Oh, that was a blast.
Oh yeah.
Is there a
Just
certain
wrestling
reason
people.
why, why wouldn't that game come out on PC when it first came out? I've kind of always wondered. Is that just something that Rockstar does, or?
It might have been maybe testing the how everything is going and stuff, testing
Right.
the networks. But I love that game on Xbox. I played it a lot. Like I remember roping random people, dragging them to the train, just watch the train hit them and kill them. Like yes, it's so great.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's came out on PC, and it's the trailer itself kind of shows off the graphical nature of the game and some of the enhancements they've done, and so you can see it in 4K, 60 frames per second.
Nice.
And the trailer itself is narrated by the protagonist of the game, Arthur Morgan.
Nice.
Basically talks about how the West is dying out and, kind of sad about it because now civilization is trying to come in and take over. He's not too happy about it. It shows off the 5 different regions that you're going to be going through in 4K. So it kind of gives you a feel for that. Shows, the desert area, the snowy area, some of that, to show off the environment. The game's also going to be supporting multiple monitor and widescreen configurations.
Nice.
If you're into that, so you can actually dual monitor that bad boy if you want.
That'd be cool.
So the game itself is set to release on November 5th. This is going to include new weapons, and you're also going to have a new weapon that it says gathers plants. Not really sure how that's going to work. And then they're also going to have new bounty hunter missions and new treasure maps. With that, now the article doesn't say much about online, so I don't know if the game's going to release with the Red Dead Online feature to it. I know on the console.
Oh, come on! They already made them wait so long. They should come out with it.
Yeah, I would think so. So
I hope so.
Let's assume that they are. I didn't do any other research on it other than the article I read.
Gotcha.
If they don't release online, that kind of sucks. I mean, they will eventually,
definitely.
but hopefully they don't make people wait on that.
Right.
So, yeah. But the story in that game and the graphics of that game is amazing.
So are the graphics a pretty big bump up too from what you've got on the console?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're in that stage now with consoles, and Johnny, you can probably, attest to this. Is I don't really see as much, like you see the graphical differences, but now it's in the fine details, not so much the overall texture. I feel like.
That's why I'm ready for Scarlet to come out for the new Xbox. It's pretty much supposed to be like its own PC. So having your 60 frame per second, 144 hertz, whatever, it's
Right.
crazy how much more a computer does compared to our consoles that we have.
Yeah, and more and more of those consoles, I think, are morphing into computers. I mean, we're pretty much getting to that point now.
No, it's just like Microsoft. They're going to be getting rid of all their hard copies for games and having everything digital when everything comes out, just to make it 10 times easier. Because that's the world we're going into.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I got this new computer and it doesn't have a DVD, CD disc in it because they just don't make them that way.
Yeah, mine doesn't either. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, it's kind of going out
Don't
of
use
style.
it for anything anymore.
You don't really think about it anymore. So,
Right.
yeah, it's a big difference. Just small things that you don't think about, like I said.
But if some older person got that, they'd be like, well, I want to watch the video of my daughter.
Yeah.
I got a DVD, and they just don't even realize, I got the photos from Walmart on this disc. What do I do with them?
Yeah.
And it's like, you put them on an SD card and don't carry a disc home. It's a whole new generation, or have them email it to you. I don't know. It's just,
I want an email.
Sync it to your cloud, okay, Grandma?
I have a cloud.
we're not trying to be mean to grandmas, but it has been like, we're like 10, 15 years into this new era where CDs, it's not like they were done 2 years ago. CDs are gone.
Okay.
I'm still blown away that movies and stuff still come that way. Like at all. Like they still sell them that way, Blu-rays and stuff like that. It's like, why do we have that?
Doesn't that kind of blow you both away though, to think that now we're those people? Like our parents were the people that saw the VHS
Right.
fall out of style, right?
Oh yeah, my
Right.
uncle bought one of the first VHSs when it first came out because he had more money than my family, and he paid. And remember, this has got to be 30 years ago, right around that. It was $957 back
Jesus.
then
Wow.
for the
For a
first
VCR?
VHS. Yep. Yep.
Wow. That's crazy. Oh man.
That's
Hey,
freaking
quick
nuts.
side note too with that. Since we're talking about vintage stuff, I watched a gaming documentary on it was Amazon Prime. They had a gaming documentary on called Nintendo Quest. It's not like the greatest movie of all time, but I found it interesting because it's about this gamer who he collects Nintendo original NES games. And he comes up, him and his buddies want to make this film, and he basically goes on a quest. He's from Canada, and he owns his own little game shop. And they come up with a quest. He's going to collect, I think it's 678 NES titles, all the original titles from Nintendo. He's got 30 days to do it, and they put him on a budget, like with a certain amount of money, and he's got to go out and so they film him through the whole process. And anyway, it's kind of cool.
That
Kind
does sound pretty cool.
Yeah. So I mean, if you're into games and you grew up with Nintendo, I think it'll tug at your nostalgic heartstrings. But
Nice.
If you have Amazon Prime, you're already paying the subscription. You might as well watch
Might as
it.
well.
Yeah.
Might as well.
As Hunter told me the other day, if you're paying a subscription, it's not free, bro.
It is if you're piggybacking off people like I am.
Yeah.
I've got like 3 different people's accounts for Hulu, Amazon, and Netflix. I'm like, well, thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
That's the best way to do it. I had the WWE Network a while back. I log into this friend of ours, his profile. I just get to watch their pay-per-views for free. I don't pay nothing.
Nice.
And they had a big one coming up, and I was like, I'll hop on and see what's going on, with them in this pay-per-view. And he canceled it. So then it's like you're in that awkward spot where it's like I've been mooching. So do I text the person like, hey, bro, what's that login? And
right.
are you paying for that still?
Be like, hey, bro, I think my login messed up. Can you give me your stuff again?
Yeah. I think it was like SummerSlam, so it wasn't WrestleMania. So I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna push it.
Right.
Maybe he'll resub by April.
Check every 2 weeks. Like, what's going on?
Yeah. Well, last week we did a Halloween episode. It was specifically Halloween only. Well, Halloween's still on its way. It's next week, so we're still going to talk about some Halloween stuff. So Borderlands 3 has come out, and they're doing a Halloween event called The Bloody
Harvest. I wish I had time to play that game. That's one game I'm missing right now.
We're striking out, Ryan. We're striking out. So it's called The Bloody Harvest. Throughout the Bloody Harvest event, you'll be able to encounter haunted enemies across the Borderlands 3 galaxy. All haunted enemies will have a green glow to them, allowing you to quickly spot them. Watch out, though. Haunted enemies have the ability to inflict you with the terror debuff, which will affect your aim by clouding your vision. Killing haunted enemies will reward you with a new substance called hectoplasm.
Nice.
Yeah. So you take this hectoplasm to Sanctuary 3, where you'll find Maurice, a very chatting Sorain, or I don't know how to say it. But Maurice will offer a repeatable quest. You go out and do this Bloody Harvest stuff. Basically grind it out. You also... You also use the hectoplasm to open up portals to what they call heck.
Huh.
So I guess instead of hell, it's heck. And that's what they're going with on this.
Heck yeah.
Heck
Go
yeah. And so the people you kill in the game also don't stay dead. They can turn into zombies. And zombies are supported by a host of Racco lanterns. So pumpkin.
Racco lanterns.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Racco lanterns, yeah. And Ratch. Oh, I see where they're going with that. Like Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah.
Let's see. And basically they're helping out the Captain Haunt is his name. And so you're doing all this to take out the evil Captain Haunt. Some
So
of their
he's
names are weird.
He's the overlord or whatever, the boss of that
the
region.
main boss
okay.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like our headless horseman or our whatever.
Right.
Some of the cosmetics you're going to be able to unlock with this event is a seasonal Echo device skin, a shrunken head weapon trinket,
Okay.
a Halloween themed global weapon skin, and a new
Nice.
skin for each of the 4 vault hunters.
Sweet.
There you go.
See,
Nice.
I don't think that games like Borderlands even used to get into any of that, holiday stuff and events. And now with how updates are going and how everything's
yeah.
kind of done that way, it just makes stuff have so much more content.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
and it's really catching on. Like Apex is doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Overwatch
Fortnite
has
is doing it.
theirs.
Overwatch is doing theirs.
And then Rocket League has theirs too. Like one of the maps is it's off of Stranger Things, and like the whole map's like burnt, foggy, and hard to see. It's cool. I like it. Plus they have decals and stuff like that for your cars, like spiders.
That's
and
cool.
Stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So have you actually gotten to play on the map and stuff then?
Oh yeah. No, I love Rocket League. I play it all the time.
Sweet. That's really cool. I did see the trailer for it where they show it like normal and then they do the upside down.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's really cool. Yeah, so, get out there and play. Right now's the time to play. Unless you're Ryan, don't do that because you're busy.
Man, doing daddy stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here debating on playing tonight after the podcast because it's going to rain all day tomorrow. So it's like I know we're not. Well, I'll still have to work in the office probably all day, but it's not the same. I could sleep in a little bit, Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm thinking about it.
What?
Don't get your hopes up.
My hopes are already up, bro. Hey, another game you're going to be busy for though, and I feel bad for you.
What's that?
The Outer Worlds. You're going to be busy.
Oh yeah,
for
that looks good too. It looks good.
They've officially. Originally, it was said that it was going to be released on August 6th, but that did not happen. So the new release date is actually going to be October 25th. So that's going to be on a Friday. And if you're listening to the audio podcast, it's released that day.
Nice.
That you're loading it up.
Right now.
So, yeah, right now. So check that out.
Meow.
Play that.
Right now.
Get your Fallout style fix on this new game that actually I kind of like. Like I'm looking at stuff right now, like pictures of it. I feel like I kind of like it a little more than Fallout. Like its graphics,
it's great. It's graphics
because of its colors. I like the color scheme a little better.
I like it too.
Yeah. So there you go. Outer Worlds coming out October 25th.
Nice.
Yeah. Another thing that we wish would come out, but it's still not, is NCAA football
Right.
on the consoles. But Electronics Art has mentioned that they want to do it. So they're kind of on board with us. The CEO Andrew Wilson said that they would jump for the opportunity to start making video games. But since 2013, they had a lawsuit with former college athletes who wanted payment for their appearances in the past. So that's kind of what brought the whole thing down. But they've also went on to say, we have been stuck in the middle of the dispute between the NCAA and student athletes who seek compensation for playing college football. Just like companies that broadcast college games and those that provide equipment and apparel, we follow rules that are set by the NCAA. But those rules are being challenged by some student athletes. Half a decade later, the state of California has taken a stance to help athletes profit off their fame. But the NCAA is still the biggest obstacle preventing the return of college sports games. EA did make an interesting gesture by including the Division I football schools in Madden 20. Well, they did 10 of them this past year. So, I mean, they definitely want to. I think that was a cash cow. I would dare say, to me, NCAA was probably more popular than the Madden series.
It always was.
Yeah.
Because I'm not really big into pro football, but I definitely enjoyed playing the college football because even though I'm not huge into college football, it's still relatable. Every state has a college, and so you can play that college team and succeed. So, hopefully, we can get that going in the future.
I mean, I'm actually down with them kicking some compensation. I mean, it's who cares? Yeah, okay, they're not pro yet, but if you're using their fame to make money, then That's like licensing. You're licensing who they are.
Yeah.
Like, it's clear who the characters were. You know what I mean in those games.
All right.
And so I get what they're doing. And I don't really disagree with that.
Yeah,
No.
I agree.
If anything, maybe they can knock off some of the kids' tuition or something. Help
Right.
out a little bit that way.
And
Yep.
I mean, you're gonna go make money with working at Domino's or working at some restaurant as a college student, and no one's standing in front of you saying, "Well, you got a full ride scholarship. What are you doing over here at this restaurant working?" No one's gonna say that. And so,
No.
I mean, compensation could be similar to that. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. Probably a lot more money than you actually make in that, but
Right, but
still,
yeah,
they're making money, and so yeah, it's just holding people down because you're mad
Right.
they got a scholarship.
right.
Right.
As long as they're keeping their grades up and playing, they're still earning it. So
Oh yeah.
I'm kind of with you on that. Let's see here. So in the past we talked about WWE games, video games, and I know Johnny's a old wrestling fan from back in the day. WWE 2K20 came out. Actually released this month, I think in the past week actually, and it has been a debacle for them. They have had nothing but
Really?
glitches on their game, visual glitches.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of them.
Yeah, have you? Okay. Yeah, they said that WWE 2K20 came out today on top of the usual wrestling action and drama. It also brought some incredible glitches. Twitch streams and social media snippets show a game that breaks in almost every way you can imagine.
Wow.
Yeah. The glitches shared from range from weird to just right out frustrating. There's one instance, there's a clip of Kurt Angle going against Randy Orton. I guess he's on the ground, and it says that he kind of sort of slithers like a snake along the ground, and his head and neck do things that they were never supposed to do. So I guess they just stretch out real normal, like, Exorcist style.
Yeah.
Continuing on the creepy vibes, there's also a section where the stairs that connect to the ring start sinking into the ring, like they just randomly just start moving into the ring.
I seen that one.
Which is really weird. But in short, WWE 2K is having a rough start, and I'm sure the visual art team is not happy about that. But there's always room for improvement. Hopefully with the post-launch updates, they're going to be able to fix this. But yeah, so right now's the time. Just search it up, look it up. There's some weird stuff out there right now.
There's two sides that people take when something like this happens. Like when a game comes out and it's glitchy, there's always those people that are like, you don't know what goes into game making. You don't appreciate, the fact that this is a lot more complicated than you think. Listen, I do understand what goes into game making, but I also know how much money the WWE has.
Exactly.
And they should not be releasing a game that's not complete.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's not been tested and that kind of stuff. It has nothing to do with the game makers sucking. I guarantee they didn't want to release it. It has to do with the people who are footing the bill on the game and saying it's time to release. Yeah.
We want it every year on card.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I hate that because when a game comes out and it looks bad for the makers or whatever, and sure, maybe they had all the resources they needed to, and they should have, hired some better coders and some different things like that. I don't know. But at the same time, don't release it. If it's not ready, don't release it.
Yeah, don't release it. That's why you do alpha and beta testing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I think the funniest clip that I've seen on that is someone was outside of the ring. They threw the stairs at somebody in the ring, hits that person on the head, and the stairs come back and hits them on the head. They both knock out. I'm like, what the hell is that?
So it just like bounced off of them?
Yeah, bounce. And but I was like, what?
Well, one of the things I saw was like a picture of, I think it was Hulk Hogan, and he's got the bald head on top and then the hair. Well, for whatever reason in this pic, he just has hair on the side, right? But up where he has hair up on his upper part of his head is just looks like shaved head. So it's like this weird. Looks like he's got like wings like hanging down from the back of his head. It's really weird. That's
great.
Yeah.
Which is one thing when you're talking like back in the 90s or early 2000s and the graphics weren't very good. That looks one way, but when everything's like really like pushing realistic as much as possible, and you have glitches like that, it's just like what the heck?
It's like what were you thinking? How did this get made? Yeah. Awful.
Nope, I agree.
We're gonna finish this one off with some more awfulness. And I know I've talked to Ryan a little bit about it, and I was texting Johnny when it happened a little bit about it. And we talked about it on the show a couple weeks back. We talked about Blizzard Entertainment and their Hong Kong, China controversy. Debacle,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Debauchery.
It was just bad all around. But quick update: it only got worse after our podcast went off the air.
Oh, you're telling me they didn't just clean everything up and
No.
everybody's happy? Oh, dang.
No, and we kind of misinterpreted a little bit because once the news stories started coming out, it just got worse. Was the problem, and it just looked worse. So originally, if you're just catching up or you haven't listened to the other episode, what initially happened was Hearthstone player, Hearthstone pro Blitzchung, had won a segment of their Hearthstone tournament that they had going, the Hearthstone Masters, I believe is what it was called. And during his win, his post game interview, he put on a gas mask and said into the camera on the live stream, what was it? Liberate Hong Kong, something of our times. What was it? Shoot, I can't even think of that last part. Anyway, Revolution of our time.
Yeah.
Revolution of our times. Yep. And so
Levolution.
So Blizzard quickly and swiftly came down on Blitzchung. They, I think it was within the next day, they banned him for a full year, took away any tournament pay that he was going to receive, and they fired the shoutcasters that were involved, the two shoutcasters there. They fired them indefinitely. Period.
Yep, they were underneath the desk on that one, and that's why they fired them.
Yep, they hid under the desk because they knew what was coming, and Blizz did not like it. So, initially we reported on that, but things got worse for Blizzard. They came out and basically just put out a statement here in the U.S. on their Twitter, on their official Blue Post statement, saying that, he had violated the terms and conditions of the tournament. He knew what he'd done, and they were backing it. Basically, hey, he broke the rules. We're coming down on it. This is what we do.
And we talked about last time that it's not a law thing. It's not a freedom of speech thing. It's a policy thing. It's a company. So there are things like that happens. And sometimes people don't get that. They go, oh, you're infringing on my rights. No, it's a private contract. If you signed it, then that's what it is. Sometimes that sucks, and sometimes we disagree with that company's perspective, and we disagree as a nation with their policies, but that doesn't mean they didn't carry them out properly, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Right.
Well, and up to that point, I would almost agree with you. I was kind of like, oh, yeah. I mean, but I was still looking at that side. But then another post came out, which is where it hurt, which is where it kind of hurt Blizz here. Okay. So U.S. is standing by their guns with, hey, this is our policy. This is what we're doing.
Right.
Okay, because people are already mad. Hey, you're supporting China by banning this guy so quick. China's, you're getting all this money from China, and and that's why you're making the decisions you're making so swiftly. Because in the past, they were criticized for not making decisions quickly on these kind of bans and things. So anyway, their Taiwanese division over there in China put up a different post that read a lot differently than the U.S. post. And I'm taking it they probably didn't get permission to post this. But anyway, regardless, they posted. Basically, the translation was kind of rough, but I'll give you my summary of it. They basically came out and said that they were disappointed and disgusted with what Blitzchung had said. They in no way support that kind of talk, and they will uphold the glory of the mainland, aka China, at all costs. Yeah, so very, we don't like it, we're shutting it down. So that just fanned the fire, right? So Blizzard then came out later.
I'm starting to feel a lawsuit coming on. You know what I mean?
maybe. Well, then the U.S. government's gotten involved. The state Senate sent out an open letter to Blizzard, and basically told them they needed to change their decision. That it's very clear that they are supporting China on this, and basically just kind of, pointed the finger at them, said no. They also lumped in the NBA because there was some stuff with the NBA in China going on. Right. At the same time, and then also
now this gamer is, just in case I'm not mistaken, he is Chinese. He's just not.
Well, he's from Hong Kong.
Right.
So,
So,
yeah.
but he's for this new revolution and the other side of the mainland and all this going on over there.
Right. He's
Yeah, yeah.
basically against what the Chinese
The
government's
big
trying to do
government.
over there.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, so that's kind of what's going on there. They also kind of pointed out Apple. I think Apple had an app that was helping the protesters, and Apple pulled it because of Chinese
Pressure.
influence. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And so, the government got involved, Democrats and Republicans alike,
Mm-hmm.
and, kind of shunning Blizzard for their actions. And Blizzard came out with an official statement after that. They lessened the punishment to 6 months instead of a year. They decided to give him back his tournament winnings, and they also did a 6-month suspension on the 2 shoutcasters.
Okay.
So they changed that. But then it made it worse. Here's where it makes it worse. The president, J. Allen Brack, says that the decision was in no way, shape, or form based on Chinese, by the Chinese government, or they had nothing to do with
Right.
it, which only enraged people even more.
Mm-hmm.
Because as of right now, actions look very politically driven.
Well, they might not
because
have
of the extent of it.
It's one of those deals where you're in a gray area because, yeah, the Chinese government might not have directly said something to Blizzard saying this is how you need to handle it. That may be very true. That doesn't mean that the amount of money that you're getting from their economy
Is
didn't
important.
automatically influence your choices. Those
Right.
are two different things.
Yeah. So that's kind of the hotbed. What's going on? They were going to do a big Overwatch live event in New York City, and they canceled that because they did not
really?
want to deal. Yeah, they did not want to deal with the protesters. And I think they had another event they were going to do. Oh, that's what it was. They were going to do a WoW 15th anniversary live event for Taiwan.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And
yeah.
they canceled that as well and said,
I know a
we're
lot of
gonna push
people
that
were
back.
deleting accounts and stuff too, weren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Oh,
huge
yeah.
numbers. They said.
So,
What's your take on this whole thing? You being a gaming professional and dealing with tournaments and providers for tournaments and all that kind of stuff. What do you think about?
I mean, don't get me wrong. Everybody has their political view or however they want to look at that situation. But
right.
as a player, if you go and you win your money, whatever, don't take that away from me because I rightfully earned that. Just because you're mad about how I view stuff, take that in a separate area.
Mm-hmm.
And I can see possible bans going back and forth. However, like you said, a lawsuit can easily come. You see what happened with FaZe and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So there's something probably brewing and coming real bad.
Mm-hmm.
But do not mess with a player's skill based on his religion or whatever view he might have on something. Don't cross those two thresholds.
okay.
But what if it's in your policies that the player can't cross those thresholds? Of course, he can on his own time, but not on tournament, airtime or not in front of the broadcast stuff. So it's almost like in a way he brought that thing into the mix.
Correct. Yeah. No. If you're bringing fuel to such fire, I mean, yes, there is some punishable things because you are breaking, say, a contract or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So, with that being said, there can be things like, well, if you break this, all right, well, you don't get your winnings, or you're not allowed to play on this team no more. Yada yada yada. There is different things, but those have to make sure they're highlighted before they sign that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, for instance, you said Apple. When we sign up for our Apple products, there's terms and services. We don't read it, but it's there, so you got to make sure you read your fine print.
Yeah.
Right.
I think where Blizzard messed up on this part too is that section that that they point out that he violated was very vague. Is basically if you offend anyone, and it can be basically left up to Blizzard's judgment.
See, but that's what we do right now. That's YouTube. That's all that stuff right now. It's very
you get too specific. They can't ban what.
Well, they want it to be general. Exactly. They want it to be general, so then they can pick and choose whoever yells the loudest will jump on their bandwagon. If these people are mad enough, we can do something about it. Instead of saying, no, this is where we stand on this kind of thing. We tolerate this. We don't tolerate that. And then everybody knows at least what kind of guidelines they need to be working with. But it's kind of a free-for-all right now.
That's like our tournaments. We have rules and regulations for our gamers to agree on because there is glitches that can expose stuff. There's this or that. Mm-hmm. And if you break them, of course, you're going to be disqualified. Well, if those rules are not in present sight or given beforehand, gamers will do what they want because there's nothing to stop them.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. We had that issue at DreamHack, and that caused a lot of issues on that.
Really?
Dang.
Really?
Yeah.
And that's just and at that point, there's really no one wins. The player's mad, and the company of putting it on is kind of in a rough spot too.
Yeah, it turns
Right.
to a whole crap storm, if I'm going to put that in a light way.
Yeah. Now, they also went on another thing that kind of fell on deaf ears. An American University team that was competing in the tournament the next week had posted up a sign during the live stream that said "Free Hong Kong, ban Blizzard," or free Hong Kong, ban Blizz is what it said, and they quickly snapped away. Of course, on the live stream because they didn't want to show it. Well, Blizzard waited this whole time as all this was happening, and then about a week later they decided, well, we're going to do the same ban on them. So they gave them a 6-month ban, and all that. But now at this point, people are so mad. I don't think it really helped.
Yeah, no, if I'm correct, I think it was at an NBA game. There was some fans that did the same thing. They had the mask on, said, respect for Hong Kong or something, and they got kicked out of the basketball game. And this has nothing to do with Blizzard. They're not related, but they got kicked out. I'm like, what the hell happened?
Yeah, because with the NBA, I heard there was an email that went across them telling their coaches and teams and stuff, don't even talk about it. Don't talk about the situation. And I heard LeBron James had some comments that were not the best for his image. So
as they say, shut up and dribble.
Money? Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah. Anyway, it's not good, but all this is leading up to BlizzCon. BlizzCon's coming up November 1st and 2nd, so that's a Friday and a Saturday. And inevitably,
something that's interesting before you run out of this that I just thought about. If it weren't for our modern day, right, and the way we have the internet and technology and streaming and everything that we have, we wouldn't even really know that there's anything like this going on in China. If you think about that, not too long ago in history, it could be the biggest thing going on over there, and you may hear about it, 30 years from now, because you hear about it from people that are traveling or historical stuff. But it's not like you're aware, like we're connected to China right now, and we're involved in how we talk, what we say, and what's going on over there, and let's be smart about how we handle the situation. That wouldn't even have, nobody would even be thinking about that 50 years ago.
Oh yeah.
And so it's kind of just weird to think that that's how much things have changed in the world.
Well, and that was the whole deal about World War II, us realizing, into the fact that, we didn't know what was going on over in Germany. We just accidentally just once we discovered it, we knew. But up until that point, you had no idea that they were doing those kind of things. So it's crazy. But times are changing, and I think this situation shows, I know the government's on Blizzard about it, and, Blizzard's the bad guy, NBA's the bad guys, Apple's the bad guys. And I can see that. Obviously, my values aren't with China. I don't support anybody that's going to shut down freedom. But it kind of shows you, well, as a company, they have to play ball with whoever they're doing business with. So if you're going to do business in China, you still have to play ball, in the way of what China wants. So,
if you want that piece of the economy, that's where you got some companies and some people that, they care enough, their political views are strong enough that they just say, no, we'll just lose out.
Yeah.
It's fine. I don't want anything to do with it.
But I think there's other things that people forget is Blizzard is a publicly traded company. They're not private. And so when you go public, you're not the only one that's the boss. You have shareholders that are now a part of your company. And they help manage that. And so if you have Chinese investors... So, it's just kind of the way it is if you're public, As much as we don't want to admit that our favorite companies may be swayed because of, not just our nation, but other things going on, they will.
Yep.
So, but the BlizzCon schedule has been released, and they have some mystery slots available for the opening, right after the opening ceremony. Some of the time slots, it just says coming soon. So rumors going around this year is that they're going to be announcing Diablo 4. And then, Johnny, this one's probably going to affect you and me a little bit, and Ryan plays it too. There's been a rumor of Overwatch 2 coming out.
That'd be freaking sweet.
Yeah. So they don't have a lot of details, obviously, about it. Some people have speculated on Overwatch that it would be maybe a more PvE experience, like more story that you could play with friends, and then also have the PvP element to it.
Okay.
For your competitive matches and stuff.
Yeah. My friend sent me something about an Overwatch 2 leak. I'll actually forward it to you here in a second. That way you can check it out.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead
Yeah.
and did you read it? I mean, did you already look at it and stuff?
No, I hadn't had a chance to. Let me open up that text message from him because he kind of briefly explained a little bit of it. So he said this is coming from the guy that told us about Ash before her release. So it's somebody in the community that has access to something.
Yeah, and they've been a reliable source in the past.
Yeah, so like I'm going to send this to you. That way, if you want to check it out whenever you can. Like I said, I haven't had a chance to read it yet.
Cool.
Now, I was kind of surprised to hear about the Overwatch 2 stuff because, I mean, Overwatch itself's not an ugly game, and it's not a poor, like a poorly designed game. I don't think. Is that surprising to you that they would be considering doing an Overwatch 2?
You figured they'd actually honestly go and just do like a DLC of campaigns. Keep the same game, just do a DLC and do that because I mean if they want to put more PvE in it, I mean it's the same thing. So why create another game, charge people another $60? Instead you could just add it into that and then of course add more skins, yada yada, make your microtransactions the easy way.
Right.
Yeah, unless they're really updating the graphics engine in the sense of the way the game runs and some of the deep background stuff rather than just the looks. You know what I mean? That allow it to run much smoother or with a lot larger team plays with larger maps. If they're going a different kind of direction like that, well, then it's worth a revamp. If they're going to come out with the same game and better graphics, yeah, just add a download for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it seems weird. It seems like a lot of work on something that they have already established. I mean, they have the Overwatch League, and I mean that's a huge investment. So to maybe drastically jump into Overwatch 2 just seems pretty risky. But
Right. Well, I mean, you just see what Fortnite just did. They shut down their servers for like a day and a half, basically, to redo new stuff they already had up. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Now, what if they did a battle royale in Overwatch?
That'd be it. That'd be
I don't
interesting.
know how that would work. Yeah.
I mean, they're not quite to 100 characters, but
Right.
It could just be a free for all. Pick whoever you want, and it's just 100 heroes.
100
That'd
heroes.
be crazy. That'd be crazy.
That would be nuts.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what's going on there. But if you're wanting to check out BlizzCon, it's taking place on November 1st at 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and it's going to run until November 3rd, with a whole host of esports events, panels, all the Blizz stuff. So if you haven't boycotted them, you can check that out. If you've already bought the virtual tickets on their website, well, you can just watch for the protest if you'd like, because I'm pretty sure that's probably going to break out too.
I wonder how many people boycotted them who don't really care that much, but they think it's the thing to do is to boycott, right? Because we're kind of in a generation of that.
Yeah,
where it's kind of like
the hype train generation.
Yeah, and then they're thinking, man, maybe I shouldn't have, or at least I shouldn't have told my friends that I did because I really want
my
it
friends
back.
don't like me now.
Oh my goodness. Hey, a lot of that I feel like's that way to an extent. Okay, so my take is people want to feel like they have a purpose. I think some of these people are just like, oh, I want on the train. That's my purpose now. And I'm like,
it's all high school all over again.
I'm like, wait a minute. If we ban them, then we need to ban the NBA. We need to ban Apple. You probably need to go ahead and ban whatever TV you're watching because I'm pretty sure that's not made in our country.
Right.
And we're helping support that country by buying those TVs. So to me, it's kind of like, you're going to eventually be banning everything if you actually think about it.
Right.
I don't know. I had a soft spot for Blizzard, so maybe that's that side of me talking.
Yeah, it might be. Yep.
Yeah. But so that clears it for the news. Had a lot there. I need a drink. So yeah, we're gonna.
You need a jar of those hot pickles that Ryan's got over there, and you just throw them back. I've been known as a kid to drink some pickle juice. I wonder what that pickle juice is like.
Oh
God!
Yeah. Imagine Hunter drinking that.
Yeah, we give it to Hunter. Clean them out real quick.
At that one hole,
Mm-hmm. All right.
Well,
let's roll into some epic dad stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say Ryan's gonna close this show with some epic dads.
Let's do it.
They probably won't be able to hear it. Here we go.
As we see here, awkwardly, no music.
Awkwardly. Hold on. Here we go. Boom. There
Where's my elevator music when I need it?
I think it already played. All right, sweet. Woo!
All right.
Take it away.
We're here with Epic Dads, and I've got my own personal story to start with. Why do you say? Well, because I now have 2 kids. Yep. We got Aurora, which you guys have heard about plenty of times. She's the little Minecraft queen lately. And now we've got baby Juniper. And boy, was that a pregnancy that we had. Everything went good, really, compared to last time. Last time, the pregnancy, we had, wife had gestational diabetes. We were in the hospital 2-3 times a week for monitoring, an hour each time.
Wow.
And this time, it was like that feeling like we were waiting for something to go wrong.
Yes, we were the same
But it
way.
never did. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
everything was still okay. And wife, she exercised and dieted the way she should. And we made it through the pregnancy. And then, wife decided to go natural, and that's where the fun began.
Oh boy.
So, and she told me, for sure, it was a big deal to her. She really wanted to go natural.
So
Not
she
that
didn't
all
want
moms.
She didn't want anything waiting in the background just in case. Like to
Yeah,
take that
not
option?
that. Yep, not that all moms need to go natural. She's not one of those moms. It's just for her, it meant something for her because there's a lot of things that she hasn't achieved in life, and this was like one of them. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And so it was like, okay. And so you could tell as the pregnancy got closer to the end,
So
and pain increased.
I have to interject. So some people win Halo tournaments. Some people want to give natural birth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm trying to relate it back into gaming there.
Right. Yeah.
And picking at Johnny a little bit.
So we're at the hospital, and all the way probably the last week or 2, you can tell she's making comments like maybe epidural, like she's just from some of the stuff you can tell it's getting a little more real to her,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I'm like, no epidural. You're pregnant now. Your mind is not straight like it was, in the beginning.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Your emotions and hormones are roaring. I know to you want no epidural, and that's what we're sticking to.
Mm.
You can tell she's kind of bothered by it, that I'm so firm. Because it's like, it's her pregnancy. Can't she change it? No, I wasn't letting her. So I was like, no, I'm your husband. Been here for 13 years. I know what you really want in the end. So I laid that one on her, Anyways, we get to the hospital, and she's induced with Pitocin because she's 40 weeks pregnant. Baby's big. And so she's induced with Pitocin, and then boom, they break her water once she dilates a little bit. And the contractions are, nothing before the water break. They're just kind of normal contractions. She's been having those for the last 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
So she's thinking, this isn't so bad. And last time she doesn't remember her birth at all because it went so bad. She was all drugged up and everything. And because they had to give her all kinds of medicine to not seize out. And it was just all horrible. So this time, everything's going good. We're in there. I mean, the contractions start ramping up quick. And she had her baby quick last time, too. And so I'm thinking, it's not going to take very long just because of the way it went last time.
Mm-hmm.
So just so you guys know ahead of time, I've talked to the doctor. I like to catch the baby. I don't want the doctor catching the baby. I want to be in there. I want to get the baby.
You want to potato finger that thing.
Yes, exactly. I'm the dad. I want to be the first one to have my hands on the baby. Anyways, she's all cool with it. The doctor's fine. Yeah. Of course, you're supposed to get all, dressed up in your, exactly.
Right.
And so she's going into it. Tiff starts losing it on me. I don't think I can do this. It's getting super serious fast. I don't think I can do this. And I'm saying, well, you're gonna. I'm telling her, take it. The big thing with her was one contraction at a time. Don't think she's scared. If I'm at this level, what level will I be at the end? That's what she kept doing.
Mm-hmm.
Kept telling her, one contraction at a time. You can make it.
Yep.
You made it through the last one. And so I'm telling her you can. She's saying I can't. Then it gets to like the real ones, where the baby's moving.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really, dilating down there.
She's like, oh God.
Oh, yeah. It was like, I can't. It wasn't like I don't think I can. It was like, I can't.
It's stuck in me.
I remember her telling me before that all her little research she did is women say once you're there, as soon as you make it past there, it doesn't really get worse. That's just like, that's it. It's just you think it's going to get worse, so you get scared to death. Yeah.
Right.
So I told her, you're good. Anyways, the doctor for 45 minutes during this place where like it's accelerating, not the doctor, the nurse can't find the heartbeat on the kid because my wife's walking around the room, doing yoga squats and doing all kinds of stuff to make it through the pain, The nurse is literally following her down on the ground.
I gotta find this baby's heartbeat.
She's got to find the heartbeat, because she don't want to get sued if you're not finding the heartbeat. You can tell it's all lawsuit stuff going on in the hospital. Anyways, finally she's like, "You're gonna have to get up on the table. I know you're having, or on the bed. We got to find the baby's heartbeat." And we're like, "Okay." She had already stopped the pitocin because the contractions had gotten so strong on their own. Mm-hmm. So Tiff jumps up on there. She probably only had 2 or 3 of those like real serious ones. Mm-hmm. And she checked her, dilated to a 6. So obviously things were moving along good. Mm-hmm. And I remembered right then, last time the doctor checked and she was a 7, she said it was going to be about an hour and it was 5 minutes later. And mm-hmm. I remember walking out, telling the doctor, "Hey, the baby's coming." She laughed, came in, and was like, "Oh crap, the baby's coming." So I've got this, as dad, I've got this in my head, like, I wonder if this is going to go the same way. Right. So anyways, she has one more contraction after the 6. Mm-hmm. And then she looks at me and says, "I think the baby's coming." That's the exact same thing she'd said last time. Mm-hmm. I look down there, the head is already sticking. You already see it crowded.
You're like,
just like with one more contraction. That nurse lost it because the doctor was busy with another patient.
Oh,
she was delivering right then.
Deliver that baby by herself.
Oh, yes. So the nurse is freaking out, right? And so I'm like, okay. I'm like, "Hey, look, the baby's coming." She tells my wife, "Don't push." I said, "Look, you push. Don't listen to her. She's panicking because she's waiting on the doctor. The head is already coming through. Mm-hmm. Push in the next contraction."
You can't suck it back in.
Yeah. And I know what she's doing. It's all liability. She's nervous. You know what I mean? She doesn't want to deliver without the doctor there. She's not supposed to, really, if she can avoid it. And so I said, "No, you push next time." Clint's a nurse, so he knows what I'm talking about here. It's scary in the hospital.
Someone's on an elevator with me. They're pregnant. I'm scooting to the corner.
Yep, everybody's so happy. You don't have nothing to do with that.
I need to go ahead and go to the second floor instead of the
That's right. That's right. So I say, "No, you push." Anyways, I start telling the nurse. There's another nurse has run in by this time because they're like, "Oh crap, there's no doctor." Yeah. And I'm like, and it's like, "I need some gloves." So I start telling them. The nurses don't know I'm catching the baby. So I'm telling them, "I need some gloves. The baby's coming now. And you guys don't have me suited up." You know what I mean? Yeah. And not that I care, but I know they do. And I was scared they were going to tell me, "You can't catch the baby if you're not suited up."
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And so you can tell she's like, "No, I'm not. I don't want to catch the baby for one. I'm definitely not letting Dad catch the baby without a doctor." You know what I mean? I had to give her the elbow, bro. Like a little bit of that, like, because she was getting in there like she was going to catch the baby. I pushed her a little bit, and I was like, "I'm catching the baby." Got real serious.
This is mine.
My baby.
And you could tell the room it was bad then at that point. Like, it was like super tense.
Yeah, tense.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then right then, and she was on that push where it's actually going to happen. Mm-hmm. The doctor ran in. And she looks at me like, "Aren't you catching the baby?" And I said, "I tried to tell the nurses." She's like, "All right."
Fight me.
Yep. And she was
like,
a
battle royale over here.
Yep. And she's like, "So you're not suited up?" And I was like, "I'm good." She's like, "Oh, I'm good if you're good. Let's do this." And so here came baby. And I got her, and it was all over my shirt and everything, which was kind of cool. Actually, this shirt that I'm wearing right now. Okay. The stains actually came out.
So that picture.
I thought it was going to be like Battle War forever.
That picture you sent me for the show, for the Facebook page. That had the, okay. That's the same shirt.
That's all I was wearing when I caught her. There was, all right. Yep, that's it.
Nice.
And so that was pretty epic.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And I was definitely nervous that I was about to get screwed out of the one thing that really mattered to me in the birth.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to have to.
Some fools.
Yeah. I didn't hit her.
But
I gave her. You know what I'm talking about, that block out,
Yeah. Yeah, that just get out of my way.
I'm going to get in here, and I'm way bigger than you.
Exactly. I'm higher in the food chain right now.
Yeah. But everything went good. She's super healthy. We actually got out of the hospital quickly instead of being in there for 6 days like last time. So, win-win.
He played some Dead by Daylight on his computer at the hospital.
No, I tried to. Yeah, I tried to. And their internet was like, no.
Oh, yeah, basically. That's right. You said shut it down, basically.
Yeah.
I was like, nope.
And so that sucked. Oh, no, I did play some Dead by Daylight. I couldn't play on Shadow. That's right. So it was glitchy. Yeah, because Shadow is what I run when I play those games because I don't have a gaming computer. I know, it's a potato. But on Shadow, it's epic. I play full, ultra graphics. Yeah. Shout out to Shadow if you want to sponsor us. We're here over here at Delirious Dad's Game.
So he deals with his own ping there, Johnny. He has his own little peeing issues.
Mm-hmm.
His is probably worse because it's got to get to him and back out.
It's really not. It's not that bad. I don't know how they do it, but they have gotten it pretty freaking good.
Have they?
And yeah, I'll tell you, when I was at a buddy's house the other day, compared to what I usually deal with, it was like it felt so instant when I was hitting that space bar on the repairs. If you've ever played Dead by Daylight, guys, but yeah, you need that lag to not be there when you're repairing the generators.
Oh yeah.
And so it was good stuff.
Yeah, that's
but
cool.
Next, not that wasn't epic enough for you guys, we'll have some little tweets from Dad.
Hey, before you do the tweets, because I've been interrupting you all night.
No, you're good. I was all amped up, reliving it. First time I've told the story.
I did find out the other day, and this may just be old news, but I want to let the dads out there know. Mm-hmm. You can stream your game on your Steam account from one computer to another computer on your same network there at home.
Yes, I was going to tell you that.
Yeah.
Oh, from one computer to another computer?
Yeah, so like I have my gaming PC and I have my laptop.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't want to come back here and play games and not be with the family. So I thought, I wonder if I can stream to my laptop and just play it in there. Kind of like you would.
Oh, as like an external display almost.
Yeah,
like a cloud.
It works the same way. You log into Steam on both computers. You tell the computer that you want to stream on the laptop, and it just shoots the video to the laptop and runs off your network at home. Totally free. But it has to be Steam games only.
How's the lag on there? Pretty good?
Not bad at all. Not bad at all.
Nice.
Every once in a while, my internet would drop a little bit. You get a little bit of glitchiness or some lag, but overall...
You know what else I saw the other day? I saw a live stream where, not on all games would it be important, but like say DayZ and probably Dead by Daylight would both be good for it. We've been talking about, we can't... What do they do? The squad deal, where you can have multi-streamers on one stream channel. You gotta earn your way to get there. We don't Twitch near enough for that. But I saw a guy, he had his screen set up, and you guys can let us know who are listening, or today or Friday, if you think this would be a good idea. I saw a guy and he had him and his friend, and I guess he must have been capturing his friend's screen somehow. And so on his one display that he was streaming from Steam, right? He was actually, or from whatever he was using, Streamlabs or whatever. You do that stuff, so I don't even know. But he had both TVs. So in this corner and this corner, right? He had his face and his buddy's face, and then this portion of the screen on each side was both of their screens.
So he used the corners of the deal to fill up the entire screen. Okay.
But you could see what was going on. Like in a game where you don't need to see the whole screen, like Dead by Daylight, right?
Right.
You could see what's going on with Ryan and what's going on with Clint at the same time, which we've talked about being able to do that, especially being able to toggle back and forth through them on DayZ, right? Back when we were playing it, that would have been sweet. So I think there is a way. There's some new technique we haven't learned there.
Oh yeah.
But that's the first time I've ever seen them do that.
Technology's blowing up. Yeah.
Yep.
Johnny
all right,
might
we
know
ready
how to already do that since he sets up those online.
He probably does. He's over there like, oh, that's not new. It's not that I don't know that I've ever seen it before that day though. People sharing both screens on the same stream.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure it is just screen capturing, right? In that,
it
that's got to
screen
be done.
capturing. We've done when we did our Halo 1 Beach Land, we had it where, like I said, one team over here, they're split screen. And if we actually wanted to see that person on the split screen, we could push the button and go directly to it, or the one above them, et cetera, et cetera. So there's ways of doing it. You just got to get the right capture cards and stuff like that.
Now, does everybody need to be on the same network, or in that case?
I know for this we were all on the same network, but it might be different. If not, that's where we have Google.
I'm just curious.
Yeah,
if me, you, and Ryan were playing a game, would there be a way for us to capture what you're playing at your house, what he's playing at his house, what I'm playing at my house?
Yeah, I've seen him capture at one house before. This one specific one that I'm talking about, why I thought it was unique is it looked like they weren't at the same place. That's why I was like, okay.
I know there's a program online to where I don't know what it is, but I think it's basically if I'm streaming on Mixer and you're streaming on Mixer, someone like say Clint over here can be on his own screen and can have those screens on his thing while we're doing it. He has to type in our address bar our stream, and then voila, all of our stuff pops up on it. I just got to figure out how our guy did that.
Okay.
So we did that at Miracle Cons. What we did for Apex.
Okay. Now we haven't used Mixer yet. We've been talking about using Mixer because it's an up and growing guy that's just kind of exploding right now. But we haven't really checked into it, right? We don't stream there. That's the only place we don't stream.
We don't stream the Mixer
Yeah.
yet. Yeah.
Yep.
Considering it.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Let's tweet these tweets, huh?
All right, let's tweet them.
All right. This is the list of 89 tweets. Are we going to read them all? No, we're not. We're going to skim through here. Try to read some that
if
we think
we're
are
all
good.
gaming later today, if Johnny's playing Halo after this, we're going to...
Okay, this is Dad Tweets, if you guys aren't following, because this is the Epic Dad section. Though we were just talking about streaming, we were Epic Dads talking about streaming, so, throw it in there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this says, this is obviously the dad. Me, your mom told you to stay in bed, 3-year-old. There's a scary monster in my closet. Me, scarier than mom, 3-year-old, goes to bed. That's good.
Okay.
Next one. The best thing about trying to name a baby, and this one, we just went through this, so this is good for me. The best thing about trying to name a baby is realizing how many people you hate. you come up with names and you're like, no, it can't be a Susan. I knew a Susan, and she was, over and over.
Susans again. That's Ryan's new go-to name is Susan.
It's probably
I used to date one of them. I don't want them.
At Christmas season, I got a bunch of Susans because I work with older people, so that generation has a bunch of Susans, and so I've been
Johnny,
reading the
have
names.
you dated a Susan in your lifetime?
I kind of dated a Susie, so I guess it's close
Susie?
enough.
Okay.
Yeah,
That could count.
I'll count it. Yeah, I'll count it.
We're trying to figure out if that name is extinct amongst our age population.
Well, she was older, wasn't she? Susie? Was she older?
Yeah, she was older than me by 2
Okay.
years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, this one says, good night, kids. Kids say, good night, Dad. Then it says, Dad says, good night, monster that eats children who are bad. And then the wife says, good night on a radio under the bed.
Right, I've read that one. That one's great.
That'd be good. That'd be good. Let's see here. Oh, this is good. Daughter, Dad, how much of this meatball is meat? Me, probably like 90%. Daughter, so it's 10% balls, and she spits it out of her mouth. That's good.
I thought this was
that's a good
family
one.
friendly, Ryan.
That is family friendly.
Okay, go for the next one.
Random lady. What's your name? My 5-year-old kid. Torin, son of Train, king under the mountain. I want my kid to say something like that to somebody, and with that like authority,
Yeah.
Son of Train,
Right.
king under the mountain. Lady looks at me confused. Me, bow to the king.
Bow to the king. Bow down,
That's how it
peasant.
goes.
That'd be a good quick one for sure.
Jeez.
Okay.
Hey, can I interject a funny kid story with my kid?
Yeah,
dude?
go
3-year-old?
for it. You're good. Yeah.
So my dad is talking to Claire about chocolate. And he's like, hey, I got some chocolate. You want some? Yeah.
You need some lube on that chair.
And he's like,
He's like, like a dying whale over there. Golly. Sorry, go ahead.
that's okay. So my dad's talking to her about getting chocolate. And he's like, you want some chocolate? Yeah, I want some chocolate. All right, well, you need to ask your mom and dad. And Claire goes, we don't need to tell them.
Right? We don't need to tell them.
Just straight face, too. Just didn't even realize that's a bad thing. Like,
Yeah,
we don't need to tell them.
that's
just
good.
me. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, man. Me. There's my big girl. My 3-year-old. I'm not a big girl. There's my little girl. I'm not little. What are you? A dragon.
A dragon.
A dragon.
Oh, man. I love kids. One of my favorite shows back when I was young was Kids Say the Darndest Things with Bill
Yeah.
Cosby, and now it's not as funny.
Well,
True.
I know it's not. Look at that show with a whole new light. It had a hidden meaning, kids.
Okay. Looking up at the night sky. Me. Yeah, you can make a wish on any star you want. 5-year-old. Which one is the Death Star? Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I like that one.
Let me see here.
He lost it.
Really?
No.
No,
I'm skipping it. There's a couple here that aren't good. Not worth
Okay.
reading. Sorry.
Johnny, you got any good dad jokes?
Oh, God, not off the top of my head, honestly. My little daughter's, she's just like me, so she's a raging turd head. So that's all I can really say about that in a polite way.
They're fun that
Watching
way.
the kids play hide and seek in the park, and mine just hid behind a chain link fence.
Wow.
At least we don't have to save for college. That's good.
Wow.
That's freaking great.
Oh man, my son can now reach the light switches, so don't come over to my house unless you're really into raves or want to have a seizure.
Right? It's so true.
My daughter never went through that though. Claire did, right? Yeah,
She
just
still
tick,
does.
tick,
What
tick
do you
on the
mean?
lights. Yeah. Rory just never did that. Daddy, can I tell you a secret? Sure thing, buddy. 5-year-old grabs my face and whispers, "I just pooped and I don't wash my hands."
No. Oh.
Oh, that's good.
My 3-year-old's best comment. Take my shirt off. Daddy, you have a fat belly.
Uh-huh.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for
Okay,
the
we
obvious.
got. This is it says in a harsh whisper, 5 a.m. in the morning. Daddy, don't worry. You can sleep. I'm making my own breakfast. How do you turn off the oven? I'm up. That's
I'm
not
up.
even what I thought it said. I read
Oh,
one of those duds. My bad,
One
guys.
of those
Forgive me.
Deadsies.
Yep.
Deadsy Wuzzies. Good thing is I can edit that one out.
Oh yeah.
I can make you sound better than you are.
That's good. My 2-year-old can figure out the TV remote, but can't find his mouth when he eats spaghetti. That's very
Right.
true. That's
So,
Claire all the way.
Soup. They go to eat soup.
Uh-huh.
They get it right. The spoon's correctly, positioned and tell it right before the mouth, and they flip it.
Yeah.
Soup goes all over the table.
When you're putting in the car seat and you say, "Where's the baby?" and your wife says, "In college." That's right. I hate
Wow.
those stupid car seats. They take forever.
Well, yeah.
I think, where we at time-wise here? We're good or no? Okay, I've got a couple more, and then I've got a story about a dad who made a wardrobe mistake.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not a huge one, but it's something that I think I would do on purpose and then act like it was an accident. One of those kind of things.
So you're thinking this dad could have done that?
It's possible. Yeah,
It's
that's
possible?
exactly what I'm
Okay.
thinking. Yep. Let me see if I got any one or two more ones that jump out to me here.
You didn't read all 89 or 85?
No, I didn't read all 89. I didn't memorize them either. Sorry.
Jeez.
I
Slacker
know.
over here.
There has been some good ones though.
He tells jokes like he plays games.
Don't. That's good. Don't dance while you're wiping your butt. That concludes today's edition of things I never thought I'd have to tell my kid.
It's going everywhere.
Mine started doing the
Okay.
booty dance. I had to tell her
Oh,
to quit
Lord.
doing that.
I constantly Google how to put the kids up for adoption so my kids can find it on my search history and know that I'm not messing around.
That's a good strategy.
That's messed up, man.
We're like, what is this?
Okay, me. I made pork. I don't like pork. Me. It's chicken. Oh, yeah. I like that kind of chicken. What the freak? Oh,
Ugh.
I was talking to somebody just the other day about, what do you call it? Since we're coming on the holidays, as I transition here to the next little story
Mhm.
about Santa. And you could tell Santa was like legit for their kid. You know what I mean? Like, and mine, she loves Santa. We love Santa movies. We do all the Santa stuff. She just already knows that he's not real. We just never told her that he is real. I get it. I'm going to ruin it, Dad, but we have a blast still. So it's really fine. It was one of those deals where I personally felt like I'm lying. Can't it be fun and not be a lie? And I'm not judging anybody for lying. That's fun too. And I've lied about the tooth fairy. So why did I draw the line at Santa? I don't know. It's just what I did.
I think it's because
Anyways.
Santa was the big deal, and you're like, I don't want to be that guy that goes along with society, so I'm not.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, that sounds like me. Sounds like
Yeah.
something I would do. anyways, I was talking to this guy, and he's a guy that works with me now, and you could tell when I said it, it was like real serious to him, like I just robbed my kid. You know what I mean? And I was like, but she knows not to tell other kids or anything. That
You're not that
Santa's
dad
not
that's
real.
like, go ruin
Yeah.
everyone else's Christmas.
Yeah, no, because it's not about like what's right or wrong on
Stupid
that. It's just the way
Grinch.
we do. Yeah. And he was like, well, that's good because in my house growing up, and I had never heard anybody but say this, and I thought, man, that's some serious way to get your kid to stay believing in Santa. He said, Santa brought most of the gifts, and if you didn't believe in Santa, then Santa wouldn't keep bringing you gifts. I mean, it was literally, that was how the magic worked. You had to believe in him for him to bring them.
Yeah.
So, and it was like when you were a kid, you didn't know it was the parents. So it was like real serious to never lose faith in Santa,
Mm-hmm.
And he said, to this day, I still get gifts from Santa from my grandma. So it's like, he's like, 40-year-old guy. And I was like, okay. Some people take it serious.
I got you.
Yeah.
I mean, we
And
always.
that's cool.
There was a point where it was like my parents didn't know I didn't know, and then I was like, I think I do know. Like I'm pretty sure.
Right.
But then I was like, I like it. I like pretending it. It's fun.
Mm-hmm.
And so I kind of asked. I think I asked my mom maybe, and she's just like, it's whatever you want it to be. Like, really, it's about the spirit of giving. So
Right.
it's if you're celebrating the spirit of what Santa is, that's a little different than does he have to be real to make it
Fun.
still mean something and fun.
That's the way I am with mine about it. Yeah, we still
Yeah.
have a blast. She loves the Santa Claus movies are like her favorite movies, and so it's not ruined Christmas for her in any way. But it did ruin some of my other fun because I'm kind of a trickster, right? So she lost her first tooth. Boom. I get out the glitter. I did a trail in from the window. You know what I mean? Everything.
Yeah. So you didn't get to do all the fun Santa stuff that you might
Yeah,
want to do.
she didn't seem super excited about the stuff, so I kind of brought it up a couple times later, like about the Tooth Fairy and the trail that is left. And finally, she like broke the news to me, like, Dad, I'm pretty sure you did that, and it wasn't the Tooth Fairy. And I'm like, what do you mean? How the freak could I have done that? Well, you just took some glitter and just made a trail from the window, like it was just point blank. I'm like,
It was like, okay.
yeah, and I was like, well, what about the glitter in the bag? Well, you just put the glitter in the bag before you put the tooth in there. And I was like, well, you can believe what you want to believe. I know it was Tooth Fairy.
Right, smarty pants.
I said, what made you think that? I heard Mom saying something to you because she thought I was asleep. She asked if you were ready. And I was like, oh, wow.
Thanks,
Blew
Mom.
it.
Thanks,
Blew
Mom.
it. Yep.
Yeah. Blew it big. That's hilarious.
Anyways, last
Well, I've already
little
got
story
mine,
that I've got.
I've already got mine prepping for cookies.
What do you mean, prepping for cookies?
Santa's having a rough
yeah.
year this year. He's backed up on the toys, so he's skipping some meals. And so he needs cookies. He needs some extra cookies on Christmas Eve. That's why.
Nice. Okay. This was, let's see, when was this? This was in July this year. It's a recent story.
Okay.
And let's see where we're at. We were in Maryland. And
Is
the
it
dad's name is
Maryland or Maryland?
Maryland. I say Maryland.
Maryland. Okay.
Maryland.
Marlin.
Yeah, I might say Maryland.
I don't know how
Or
it's
Maryland.
pronounced. I'm just giving you
I
a
definitely
hard time.
don't say Maryland.
Maryland.
I don't think I've ever heard anybody say Maryland.
I think it's just
What if that's
Maryland?
what it was originally supposed to be?
Maryland.
Maryland? Maryland. Yeah.
Just like that.
Maryland. Anyways.
Marlin.
The dad, Brad, let's see if I can read this last name. Friedlancer, I think. Brad Friedlancer. And there's a picture here. I guess it's gone viral, and all kinds of people are talking about it. He sent his kid to school in training pull-ups. Like, he let her pick her clothes, and she picked her shorts out of the shorts drawer, and in that shorts drawer was the little white, they look like shorts kind of, but they got the padding in them for that.
Yeah.
So she went to school. I guess it was a big deal. Everybody took pictures. The mom texted the dad and was like, what the freak? Obviously she didn't say that, but she was like, what happened?
Yeah.
He was like, what do you mean? She picked out her own clothes. She's got panties on and everything.
Right.
So
she says this on though.
So obviously those aren't panties because she's got panties underneath them, so they can't be. That's basically this guy's reasoning. And I'm sitting here thinking, he did that on purpose. Like, there's no way, unless you're just the most disconnected dad ever, that you think that those are actual shorts. They're definitely way different than normal shorts.
Right.
And so I think he just sent her to school and was like, hey, You're going to leave the responsibility on me this morning? It's probably, I'm guessing, I'm reaching here. But I'm saying there was a little argument. There
Right.
was a little fight, little debacle, before.
little morning pissed offness, going
Yeah.
I know how
one
to
of
dress
those.
myself.
Mm-hmm.
Or even between husband and wife before she left him with the responsibility that morning. And he was kind of one of those, okay, I'm going to send her to school in the pull-ups. We'll see how this goes. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I work all week. I do all this. And you expect me to get the kids ready in the morning? Pull-ups at school. I
Right.
kind of got the impression. Because, would either of you accidentally send your kid in pull-ups? It's the regular white cloth diaper-looking pull-ups. You know what I mean?
You can't forget what that is.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, you're not covering up any thigh at all, so they're not even
No.
considered.
No, they look like boy shorts that girls wear when they're trying to be sexy. But she's a 5-year-old kid or whatever, 4-year-old kid. Yeah. But they clearly have a big old pad sewn into them. You know what I mean?
right on the butt.
Yeah.
So
Right.
is it more like training panties?
Yeah, the
maybe?
training panties. That's what I mean.
Okay.
Not the paper pull-ups.
Okay.
The training panties.
Training panties. Okay.
Yeah. And I guess for him, the excuse that there were real panties underneath made these not panties and shorts. So.
Hey, you know what I did a couple Sundays ago for church? I dressed Claire. And I guess I put her in some old pants, not some new ones that she actually fits into. And so, yeah, she was wearing, the pants came up to like up her ankle, like rigged kind of high. And so my wife.
Yeah, that's popular now, though. Adults wear that stuff.
I was like, I just thought it was a style.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
long capris.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I thought that's what the pants were going for, but apparently not.
Yep.
Just dressed her in a size too small.
Yep.
She's like,
guys do that now, though. I'll see guys dressed up with like nice suits for work, like nice suits, and they're high now. Like that's the thing. So your socks show, and it's like way up high.
I'm just like, what?
And the skinny pants.
It's the thing. Yep.
I can't do that.
I don't understand skinny jeans. Nope.
I need
my boy's got to breathe.
Yep.
Well, if you give me space there and you make the skinny part stretchy, I could try them.
Yeah.
But I'm not throwing the girl jeans on.
Yeah. Yeah. Whenever you're wearing the denim that doesn't move, it's just super tight everywhere. Nah.
Yeah.
I can't do that. It's not my forte.
What's funny is that's what it was for years. Like the guys from our generation, the end of our generation that started the tight pants, short, capri kind of guy wearing pants things. It wasn't guy pants. They didn't make them yet.
Okay.
So there was no crotch there.
Pants.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So it was all bad.
So we know what to buy Johnny for Christmas. We're gonna send him some tiny pants.
God, I'll model them for you. They ain't gonna fit right.
What would be sweet is if they made some nice high water tight pants like that, but that were still like overalls, like country overalls.
Oh,
the whole thing, right? That'd probably get popular with some hipsters. They'd be digging that with like flowered up shirt that's tucked in.
Yeah, we need to create our own thing. We got a Shark Tank with that. Like Aids style, guys. Come on now.
We'll just we'll just gaming gear it. You know what I mean? Just put our own little spin on it. We'll say we're doing the Mario.
That's right.
There you go. Yeah.
It's a new school Mario.
Yeah. I love it. Well, I think we talked about some good topics tonight. Was that your segment?
It was the end of that segment. I saw this. I was reading another tweet. I'm sorry. I looked over here and I was like,
yeah, you looked at me like weird, and I was like,
yeah,
am I cutting you off?
This one jumped in with the other one, so I'm going to read it real quick.
Right.
The one that was talking about adoption. It says, son asks, am I adopted? Me, not yet, but we're hopeful. I like that.
Not yet, but we're hopeful.
Sorry.
That's okay.
That's great.
That's funny. Well, hey, it was a good journey. It was awesome. It was fun. Johnny, we appreciate you coming on.
I appreciate the opportunity.
Tonight was a little bit of chaos mixed in with a whole lot of fire. So,
yep.
I don't know. It's something about Johnny. Whenever Johnny comes on,
I break everything.
All hell breaks loose.
But if you look at Johnny, don't you kind of get that vibe?
Yeah.
You kind of get that, like, I tear things up.
I do. I like to break stuff a lot.
Yep. Hey, he tears up the opponents. I saw.
I try to.
After the last podcast he's on, he sent me a video of him playing Halo. All his best moments.
Tearing it up.
Literally shot a dude. A dude was like jumping like a bridge or something,
Mhm.
And Johnny like pulls up the scope. You see the guy jumping. Johnny pulls up the scope. Boom, headshot.
Mhm.
Guy
Kind of
never
makes you
even-
mad, doesn't it?
Guy never
When you
even
see people
touches
do
the
that
gun.
kind of stuff, it makes you mad
Mm-hmm.
because you're like, they're cheating.
Yep.
That's what I used to
I
say
look at
back
that
in the
stuff.
day.
I'm like, that's a bot. That's got to be a bot.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. Nobody's really that good because you're so bad that it's not even imaginable. You know that someone could be that good. Yeah,
Yep.
happens to me all the time.
But now we have a dad coach over here.
I used to hate that. Yeah, it's true. I used to hate that back in the Call of Duty days when they give you the replay when you weren't quite to hardcore, right?
Right.
And because if you play hardcore the whole time, then you're a sissy. You're a, what do you want to call that? Yellow belly. I guess that's the term that may be more.
Yeller belly.
Okay.
If you never moved on to hardcore, you didn't really play Call of Duty seriously.
Okay.
Anyways, when you used to see the preview and you're like, I couldn't see me. Like, how did he shoot me from that far? I couldn't even see me on his screen, and he headshot me. Like, how did that happen? It used to drive me crazy. And then I realized later it's because people have bigger TVs and higher resolution, and there's other things. It's
Better
not just
field of
magic.
view. Yeah.
Yep. Anyway,
Well, I'm sorry you had to go through that, buddy.
it wasn't just me. You were getting smoked too.
Nah, never. I'm a
Yeah, right along
champion.
beside me.
Yeah,
Champion.
I'm a champion right here.
Should have stuck with that career, huh?
Well,
Gave it up too early.
yeah. Got married, had some kids. Now I have a gaming time.
So when we wrap the show up here in just a second, we've got to tell you ahead of time.
You need to get good.
You might have paid attention, but I say stay delirious. Then you're going to say stay dadding. Right? Are you listening over there, Big Pappy?
I think
He's
you went
not.
offline.
Did we freeze right then?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
I don't think
No,
I
he's
hear
back.
you. Oh, whoa.
He's catching up super fast.
He's
For
got
those who are
some
listening,
major- he's
I
got
think
some
we're
major
about to
delay.
hear him. It's only a 30-second lag, guys. We're good.
He's coming back, maybe.
It feels like it.
Guess
He's
I
making
need
it
to-
look real serious, like he's doing something real important. Nope, we
He's
still don't hear him.
muted. Hold on, let's see. Oh, he did get disconnected.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Even from Clean Feed?
That was perfect too. You're like, listen, buddy, and
Yep,
then
he was-
dropped.
I thought he was just over in the corner. And I was like, I'm talking to you. Oh, well. You want to just wrap it up, Clint, or what are you thinking?
He's writing something for you.
Oh, is he? Okay, all right, sweet. You should say stay dadding, whatever you're writing.
My
Audio
audio
died.
died.
Okay, so you're going to write stay dadding. Oh, he can't even hear? Nope, he can't hear. I was thinking we just couldn't hear him, but he can't hear
He's
either.
trying to figure
Okay,
Well, hey,
We'll wrap
you're
it
not
up.
you're not in clean feed. Come back into clean feed. That might be it.
when audio doesn't work and you talk louder, it doesn't make him suddenly hear you, Clint.
Oh, that's right.
That's right.
Clean feed. Clean feed. I'll text you.
Here, unmute it. Did you unmute it on Skype? He can hear you then.
Oh, that's right. I forgot we're on Skype. Johnny, you have to go back into clean feed. You got booted from clean feed.
Yeah,
I
he
think
can
that's
hear you.
what happened.
It's funny.
That is funny.
He's in there now, probably.
Okay. There he is.
There he is.
Hi.
That's hilarious. Right? I was like, all right, buddy. You got. He's like, all right, listen. You listening
I
now?
was giving you the rundown on how to end the show, and then I thought you were just like out of it over there. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
Nope.
you're good.
Because the way you were
Okay.
sitting looked perfect. Like it looked like you were still sitting there doing stuff,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and you never
When you
moved.
froze? Yeah.
It was great.
Okay, so how we wrap this up in a minute, I'm going to say stay delirious. You're going to say stay dadding. That's Hunter's usual. And
Stay
then
dadding.
Clint, and then Clint says his. All right?
Gotcha.
Do you have anything else you need to say, Clint, about anything about the show? Check us out, share us, like us, review us, all that jazz? Or
Yeah, you
that's
can
in
find
the outro?
Yeah, it's all in the outro. Check out our Patreon though if you want to support us, because that's still not in the outro.
Okay.
So if you want to donate to the cause, go ahead and go to our Patreon account. That's Delirious Dads Gaming on Patreon. Check us out. If you don't, we'll still be here every week because that's what we do.
Yep, with or without you, because if you don't support us, someone will. That's our theory.
And the other thing is, it doesn't matter. Babies don't even stop us. We have kids. We just drop them off and keep on going.
All righty,
much.
guys. Why don't you just stay delirious?
Stay dadding.
And stay gaming. Now I'm going to hear the ending. I'm going to unmute that crap too. Visit our website at www.deliriousdadsgaming.com. You can also find us on facebook.com/deliriousdadsgaming, twitch.tv, and YouTube. Make sure you like and share our pages to help us grow the channel. You can listen to the podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and Spotify. So the problem with the ending,
Please
leave a rating
and review if you enjoy the show.
I don't know when to stop it.
Thank you again for listening.
Wow, what
and
a
we
crappy
hope to
live
see you
stream.
next time.
No, it was a good show overall, though, once we got into it.
This has been a Delirious Dads production. For more information about the show,
it's not always
visit our
if you ever
website
go
at
back and look at our live streams when you're not on it,
www.deliriousdadsgaming.com.
it's not
You can
quiet,
also
it's
find
funny.
us on facebook.com/deliriousdadsgaming, twitch.tv,
I'm gonna
and
guess it's a good
YouTube.
time to end this.
Make sure you like and share our pages to help us grow the channel.